Hey VC, John here. Hope you're having a great Sunday. Hope all of those of you that are in North East America are safe and well. I've noticed on the forecast it's 18 inches to 2 feet of snow. According to the Met Office in the UK, we've got a 90% chance of having snow by lunchtime. Well, now it's lunchtime and no snow, so I've bought a snow shovel this morning, so hopefully that will be enough to ward it off so I can get to work tomorrow. This video, as you can probably tell from the title, is thanks to Rob, Eolovox. He did send me a message about 10 days ago saying that he'd dropped 2 packages in the post, which was one more than expected, to be quite honest. I got home on Friday and there was a card from the post, so I nipped down to the post office and picked it up. And in fact, this was the package which Rob sent me. I'll just cover up the addresses, but it just said on the VCLT 2 of 2, so I knew this was the second package that Rob sent, and it was really well packed, and it's always a great thing to get from Rob. So he has mentioned a couple of records that he was going to send to me over perhaps 3 or 4 months, so I had no idea what was in there. So I've told you before, I don't tend to do blind openings, but in fact I don't do blind openings, but I wish I had done on this one, because inside was this. I opened it up and I could see the title of the record, and I thought, well, I've never seen that before, and I thought, oh, it's a 12-inch, it must be a 12-inch. And it's Little Steve and the Disciples of Soul. Now this was Little Stephen's first solo band after he left the E Street Band the first time around. And I thought, oh, it must be a 12-inch. I flipped it over, and there's a note that Robert put in there, and it said, "The sleeve on this one is a press kit portfolio. Thought you might enjoy it, Rob." And I just thought, wow, that was before I even opened it. So I proceeded to open it, and I pulled out the notes. In fact, there was 2 pieces of paper in there, and I thought, well, VCLT generosity doesn't get any greater. $200 bills, excellent. I pulled out the package, and I have this album already. I suddenly realised that it was actually a press kit for Little Stephen's first album, which was Men Without Women. And if you just bear with me, I'll grab the original out if I can find this. Now, this is my original UK copy, and there's a bit of a story behind this which I shall tell you in a moment. So I pulled it out and I realised that it was something quite special. Firstly, there's a copy of the album in a really nice inner, EMI inner, and then there's a series of sheets of paper which is information. And now, firstly, there's the lineup of the band, which was quite a large band, and what actually happened was Little Stephen only did 1 album with the Disciples of Soul, because he found that actually running a large band of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people plus himself was quite costly, and you've got to be pretty successful to be able to pay the wages. And then there was a bit of information, and I'm assuming this is an extract from the LA Times from Tuesday, October the 12th, 1982, and then there's a bit of blurb from EMI, and then something else. I don't know if Rob put that in there or not, but it's about tape piracy, which they were really concerned about at the time. Little did they know that piracy was coming over the horizon in much worse form. There was that, and I didn't notice initially, but there's also this fantastic poster, which is huge, and I've been sort of toying with the idea of how can I get this up on the wall. So there's a picture of the album there, and then it opens out and it's the band playing live, and this sort of blew me away really, because I'd never seen it before, I'd never seen anything like it before. I have seen a press pack before. I actually saw one for Linda McCartney when she did her album Wild Horses, and it was full of glossy photographs. But it made me go back, and I listened to it straight away, and it made me go out and get this album. Now, I remember buying this, and I reminded my wife of this, that we actually bought this from a little record shop in a place called Worksop in Nottinghamshire, which is near where my mum lives. And it was in the remainder bin, and it had got the price crossed out of £4.50, and some clown had taken another sticker off and ripped the cover. So I got it quite cheaply, and I can't remember how much it was, but it would be something like £2, £2.50, which was an absolute bargain for a vinyl album then. And we got into it quite a lot. And then there's a story behind this that it was a memory that was remained completely forgotten for all these years, and then came back to me, and I only remembered it when I was reading this newspaper article. And I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't read it out verbatim, but it just say that if there is demand, that Little Steven will tour and with the band. And it reminded me that we'd actually got tickets to go and see him at the Royal Centre in Nottingham. The problem was that, and we got great tickets on the front row, first time ever, never happened since, never happened before, sitting in the Royal Centre, which was a new venue at the time in sort of 82, 83. And unfortunately there wasn't any demand, so they couldn't sell any tickets, so they cancelled the concert. So we never ever got to see him. And I'd forgotten completely that had happened. There was about 5 of us going, and I'm sure my wife was, because I reminded her, and she said, oh yeah, that was right. And this all came out because of this fantastic package. And I've had a look on eBay in the UK, and there isn't one there. So when Rob put "thought you might enjoy it" underneath was an absolute understatement. So thanks for that, Rob. It's just a fantastic thing. And I was going to talk a little bit about value and collectability. In the UK, I don't know what I have in the States and the wider world, but in the UK we have this, which is the Record Collector, which is a magazine, Rare Record Price Guide, and this is the latest edition, 2014, which I bought about 3 months ago. Now in here, and I was speaking, I think it might have been James or somebody else that's in the UK, we had a conversation about this, and we don't think the prices are always that accurate in here, but what it is useful for is judging whether something is rare or scarce. But you would probably never find something by Little Steven, the Disciples of Soul there, because he is not a very popular collector's choice, I would say, even if you're a massive Bruce Springsteen fan like I am. However, I think that things like this are extremely valuable, because for me, I don't ever see this, and I couldn't put a price on what I would be prepared to pay for this. I might have paid, if I'd have seen this, I might have paid 40, 50, 60 pounds for it, because it's just so great thing to have, such a great thing to have. So that is why I find it very difficult to put value on any of the records that we've got, because I can buy things for £1, like for example Abandoned Luncheonette by Hall & Oates. It's one of my all-time favourite albums. I got the vinyl copy for £1 in a remainder of it. It was in an excellent near mint condition. So, and it also put me in mind of something else, that when there's a great book by Giles Smith called Lost in Music, and I'm sure it's in there, where he does this thing where he goes in record shops and CD shops, and he looks for CDs he's already got. So he's flicking through and he goes, got that, got that, got that. And I sort of do that. I've always done that, and sometimes I regret having something because I can't buy it again. It's that good. But the thing about the VC and VCLT in particular, there are a few people now that have sent me things, and that I do and like to send them back. And I'm sure it's related to that, because I'm now flicking through thinking, looking for me, you know, because I'm selfish, really. I'm just looking for me, and I might then spot something my wife might like. But I'm also, in the back of my mind, I've got 4 or 5 other people that I'm also looking for. And I'm also looking for bargains, of course. So it's almost like, got that, oh, I've got that, but I know somebody that hasn't and would like it. And there's just been yesterday was something added to that list, which was New Boots and Panties by Ian Drury, that LJ has just discovered Ian Drury, and I thought, oh, that's an album you must have. So again, the whole part of the fun and the enjoyment for me is doing things like that. So Rob, I can't thank you enough for this. It's just fantastic. You totally hit the mark with this, and I'm blown away with it. And as I say, I really regret not doing like an opening to show you. There was something else in there as well, and it was this which I think Rob put a nice note in there. It says, "I bet you thought you were never going to see this baby." Well, he's been promising to send this for quite some time, and he finally has. And this is Japan Oil on Canvas, which is a compilation album. And Rob and I did have an exchange of about Japan some time ago, and David Silver in particular. And so thanks for that, Rob. I've listened to the first record in there. It's a double set, and it's really interesting. But it's more complex because I've not heard it before. I need to listen to it more. But it's just it's a lovely thing to have. It's a great package. It's a double album, and that's going to get some heavy rotation next week. And then, as I think Rob Panique's said to me once, any package you get from Rob is an event, and he did throw in some more cards, and these are all of interest. I don't actually know what they really mean, and how Rob acquires them. But the real interesting one is this for Reckless Records. I must go. I have every intention of going and doing some record shops with some of you guys, and Reckless Records is somewhere I must go in Chicago. And well, I don't know how the quote actually goes, but if not today, if not tomorrow, but soon. And that is how it's going to be, because I've got to get to this Reckless Records. I was in the London one a week ago, as you know. I've been told by a few people that they're owned by the same people. That was confirmed by Chris at I can't remember his name. It's something Ranch, and not River, the other one. But it's the same company, so it's a nice shop in London. I'd love to go to that one. So I'm going to make another video today about scarcity and value, and from a different angle really. But I just want to thank you, Rob. This is fantastic. The other package that you've told me is coming. Hopefully will turn up this week, and I'll be able to do the same again next week. But as you said in your note, Rob, hopefully we can keep doing this, and I fully intend to, because it's just it makes my day to get these. So thanks, Rob. I really appreciate it, and hope you're having a great weekend.